this computer. Recording. Okay, welcome everyone to our short abbreviated Seder. I just want to jump in with what the word Seder, and I'm going to give a very quick Seder plate intro. The word Seder actually means order. That's why the beginning is these 15 steps. It's the same word as Sidor, actually, which is the order of our prayers. That's the way it works. Because there's no other place in the regular Haggadah to do the Seder plate, I'm going to give you quickly, also to show off this awesome Seder plate that we have from our family. Very quickly, we've got the maror, the bitter herb, which is usually a root, the chazeret, which is lettuce, which was the original bitter herb, the karpas, which is some sort of spring green vegetable that we're going to dip a little bit, the beitzah, which we don't talk about, where it represents the chagigah, the other sacrifice we used to offer, as well as springtime and renewal, the zroah, the shank bone, which represents the Passover sacrifice, the animal that used to be the whole thing, charoset, which is the yummy thing that you can make in a million different ways, but is the dip, essentially, and that got us through everything on the Seder plate. Okay, there are 15 steps in the Seder, which Cantor Cohen is now going to sing for us. So you know, I can even show you, I downloaded here on a screen you can't see because of how these things work, the shortened, condensed, not just another night Haggadah. It's excellent. I'll be calling pages on it as we go in case you want to use that one at home. It's on our website. You can download it. It's one of the options. Page 6, the 15 steps of the Seder.
Kadesh urchatz, karpas yachatz, magid rachta, motzi matzah, maror korech, shulchan orech, tzafon barech, Hallel nirtzah.
Excellent job as always. Okay, take your fancy Kiddush cup. We're going to fill it up with your grape juice or wine. And then on page 8 of this one is the Kiddush, the blessing, the first cup of wine.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Hey.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'am v'ram imanu mikol hashon v'kidshanu b'mitzotav v'titen lanu Adonai Eloheinu b'yavah Moadim lesimcha, chagim uzmanim lesason, et yom chag hamatzot hazeh, ziman cherutenu, mikra kodesh, zecher l'tziad Mitzrayim, kivan v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim, u'moadei kodechecha, V'simcha v'sason hinechatanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh Yisrael v'hazmanim Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higyanu lazman
Hey, take a big sip, big gulp. That is your first cup of wine. The Talmud says you're more than welcome to keep drinking wine between first and the second. But as every frat boy knows, you have to pace yourself, so be careful as you go. We're going to jump ahead to the next 3 steps in one. We jump around. If you're following on my Haggadah, it's on page 10, the one I mentioned. Urchatz. This is a great place. This is the washing without a bracha. This is a great place to practice your 20-second ditty. What song are you using for your 20 seconds? So I've got this awesome bowl right here. And the cup is full of water, so you want to pour the water yourself, one in each hand. My song goes back to the patron saint of Long Island, Billy Joel himself at the moment. Sing us a song of the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. We're all in love for a merry memory, and you got us feeling alright. Ya-da-da-da-da-da. Ya-da-da-da-da-da.
That's the only Jewish part of this song.
Yeah, the nigun, but that's 20 seconds. So there's no bracha, it's just washing your hands. It is warming you up for the real washing, which comes later. The next is the karpas. Grab your green vegetable, usually it's a parsley, and you say the bracha, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri ha'adamah. Dip it in some salt water. Tastes better that way. Anyways, you take a bite. Now, hopefully, we make it to Yachatz. Hopefully you've got 3 matzahs on your table, 1, 2, 3, and they're under a beautiful cover. I did not take my matzah out yet because we just cleaned the house and I'm not getting starting with crumbs. Also, you'll notice it says Shabbat Shalom on this beautiful challah cover made by Liba. It's a challah cover, not a matzah cover, but hopefully you've got matzah. You got 3, you take them off, take it off, you slide out the middle one, and all you do is break it in half. And only at a Jewish event will we say take the bigger half and do something with it because that's impossible. Make sure I always get okay. So you keep the larger half and the smaller half is going to be the afikomen. You slip it. Maybe you have an afikomen bag. Now is a good time to hide it. I also encourage you on our YouTube channel with some different ideas of how to do a digital afikomen search. We move on. Yachatz. After that, we're going to do some singing. It's time to move into the Magid section. We start off with with Halachma, which can be found on the Haggadah. I'm using page 12.
Halachma, halachma, anya di achalu avatana, beyara de Mitzrayim. Beyara de Mitzrayim.
Matzah is both the bread of affliction and the bread of salvation. We celebrate all of our freedom, but we eat this terrible, terrible bread. We continue with the 4 questions. Manishtana, page 14 in the Not Another Night Haggadah.
Manishtana halayla hazeh Mikol halelot, shebechol halelot anu ochlin chametz umatzah, halayla hazeh, kulo matzah. Halayla hazeh, kulo matzah, shebechol halelot anu ochlin sheyar yirakot, halayla hazeh, maror, halayla hazeh, maror, shebechol halelot einanu matpilin afilu pam echad, halayla hazeh, shetefei yamim. Halayla hazeh, shetefei yamim, shebechol halelot anu ochlin, ben yoshvenu vein mesubin, halayla hazeh, kulan mesubin. Halayla hazeh, kulan mesubin.
Excellent. That's a great opportunity if you are have your pillow handy for leaning to do some extra leaning for that part of the 4 questions. Hopefully you've got a little one to ask those questions. If you don't, it says that even 2 scholars, 2 experts are meant to try and get the other one to ask some questions. Use these as a foundation to really ask yourselves other questions. What does freedom mean to you? Why do you think it's good to keep having this bitter herb? Why do we keep eating this terrible cracker called matzah? You can tell I'm getting excited for the matzah. We continue now on page 16, Avadim Hayinu. We remember that we were slaves, and it makes the responsibility that it's our job to look out for those who are vulnerable now. Avadim Hayinu.
Avadim hayinu hayinu lefaro b'mitzrayim b'mitzrayim. Avadim hayinu lefaro b'mitzrayim. Avadim hayinu lefaro b'mitzrayim.
Okay, we're cooking along. Obviously, we're leaving out lots of things. There are other great songs and other stops along the way, but we're going to move into the 4 sons. The 4 sons, the wise, the wicked, the simple, and the one who doesn't know how to ask. I want to point out a few quick things for your own discussions. Remember, if you're using this video at home, you can always hit pause, do your thing, and then come back to us. The wise and the wicked son in the original text ask the same question. It's a good reminder that we're not calling the wicked son not smart. In fact, we're saying he's just as smart as the wise son. It's what he does with it. The wise son asks difficult questions, but from a place of seeing himself as part of the people. The wicked son asks difficult questions to get out of responsibilities, to shut off, to be not part of. The simple son is a good reminder that very often a lot of us are there. We know just enough to ask something. You know, whatever the example, matzah is crumbly. Why is it crumbly? Something enough to try and get a little bit more. And the hardest one to remember is the 4th son, the one who doesn't even know what to ask for, because most of us spend most of our time in this place. I had a theology professor that used to love to read the science section of the New York Times because he said he didn't understand a single word, and it put him on an entirely different way of thinking because it put him off. How often is there such a gap between the wise son and the one who doesn't know how to ask, but neither one is more valuable? We need them both. So look around your Zoom Seder, around your room, and try and look to each other. What questions do we not even know how to ask? All right, Behi She'amda, which can be found, we skip ahead in the Haggadah to page 34.
Behi She'amda lavoteinu, lavoteinu ve'lanu. She'amda lavoteinu, lavoteinu ve'lanu, shelo echad levad amar aleinu lechaloteinu, ela shebechol dor vador omdim aleinu lechaloteinu, ve'hakadosh baruch hu Matzilenu miyadam.
Okay, if you drank that first cup of wine as you should have and you haven't refilled yet, you should take your cup, refill your second wine while we talk about the plagues. If you haven't heard me say this, you will many times because it is my favorite moment of the year are the 10 plagues. Not just because of the high drama, not just because of the excellent cinematographic times when it's been discussed, but I just love the concept of taking out our joy. The wine represents our joy, and the plagues, we're sad at the suffering of the Egyptians. The equivalent would be if on the 4th of July, as Americans, we paused our fireworks show to pour a beer out for the British soldiers who died in the Revolutionary War. We would never do that. It's completely un-American. But we say to be a Jew is to hate suffering even amongst those who deserve it. Not to shy away from when we need it, but to feel bad about it. So chant with me those 10 plagues. Each time, get your pinky ready, dip your pinky in, and then put it on your plate. Don't suck your pinky off at the end. It undoes the whole thing. Dam, tzvardea, kinim, arov, dever, shechin, barad, arbe, choshech, makat bechorot. And then my family also do the acronyms Ditzach, Adash, Be'achab. Then clean it on the napkin. Don't clean the pinky, don't suck it off. And then everyone's favorite moment, it would have been enough. Dayenu.
Ilu hotzianu mimitzrayim, v'lo asavahim shvatim dayenu. Dayenu, dayenu, dayenu. Ilu asavahim shvatim, v'lo asav Elohim, v'lo asav Elohim dayenu. 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 Ilu natan lanu et Shabbat, v'lo karvanu lifnei har Sinai. Dayenu. Ilu iknesanu l'eretz Yisrael, v'lo vana lanu et beit habechira, v'lo vana lanu et beit habechira. Dayenu. Dayenu.
That was obviously selected verses. Those in Persian homes, I hope that you're doing okay right now, because that's when they take out the green onions and whip each other. It's unclear if it hurts more to get hit by the bulb at the end or the strings if you whip them hard enough. If you made it through all of the verses, you're better than anyone I've ever met. I don't know anyone who does all of the verses of Dayenu, but everyone who does definitely feels like it was enough. Now we get to the heart. Rabbi Gamliel, one of the earliest chief rabbis, said, you haven't finished the Seder, you haven't fulfilled your obligation if you don't say 3 words, Pesach, Matzah, Maror. So repeat after me. Pesach, Matzah, Maror. Great. Now at least you've got the bare minimum. A very quick word about each of them. Pesach is the Paschal lamb. It is the sacrifice. It represents both the sacrifice of the Egyptians and it represents God saving us from that terrible 10th plague. Matzah, we already talked about it, is the twin meaning of both the bread of affliction and the bread of redemption. It is the bread that supposedly we ate while we were slaves, and is the bread that we didn't let rise because we were so quick to run to our freedom, to our salvation. Maror, that bitter herb, reminds us of those bitter times. All right, we're going to sing a little B'tzeit Yisrael. It can be found on page 57.
B'tzeit Yisrael mitzrayim, Beit Yaakov me'am lo'ez, Hayta Yehuda lekodsho, Yisrael mamchelotav, Hayam Ravayanos, Hayareden, Isov leyachor, Arim raktu chelim, Gevaot kivnei tzon, B'tzeit Yisrael mitzrayim, Beit Yaakov me'am lo'ez, Malech hayam kitanus, Hayareden tisov leyachor, Harim tirkedu chayelim, Gevaot kivnei tzon. Milifnei Hadon chuli yaretz. Milifnei Eloi Yaakov Hahofchi Hatzur Agamayim Chalamish Lemano Mahayim.
Excellent. Okay, if you have been continuing to drink from that lovely cup of wine, they are certainly welcome to. That's part of the fun of Seder. But if not, you want to refill, because we're going to say another blessing. In the Haggadah I've been using, we turn to page 58 for the second cup of wine.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Bodei peri hagafen.
Hey, big sip. Delicious, delicious, delicious. I hope you ordered your wine from Mark Minsky in our synagogue. We really appreciate it. Okay, rachza, motzi, matzah, maror, and the Hillel sandwich. We're going to power through all of these. Rachza is the official hand washing. Hopefully you've got you want to have something to pour the water with. You're not supposed to do it at the sink. So if you're at the sink, grab a cup and use that to pour it out. 3 times on each side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then while you're taking your towel to dry off, you recite Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat yadayim. Amen. And you go back to that delicious, delicious matzah. Hopefully you haven't been eating any for a while, so you're getting excited. This taking a bite of matzah coming up is very important. We say first what feels like the biggest lie in all of Judaism. We say hamotzi over the matzah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Don't take a bite yet. And then we say Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu al achilat matzah. Al achilat matzah. Take a big bite then. Now, you might want to pause while you're chewing for a while right there, because you got to get it out. Maror. So, very quickly, maror used to be like a bitter, like the lettuce that's on your plate, like romaine lettuce or arugula or an endive or something like that. But basically, the guy who reinvented Hebrew was from Siberia. And they didn't have greens at Passover time. They only had roots. And so what he thought maror was horseradish. And so maror became the word for horseradish because that's what they had then. But either way, so whichever one you're using, if you're feeling really brave and you want to try the horseradish, you dip some matzah in the horseradish, and take a big old, get ready, and we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al achilat maror. Take a big bite. Steam coming out of your ears. Doing great. Tastes terrible. Okay. The Hillel sandwich, my favorite part is it has no blessing. It is like extra. They were like, we got the charoset, we got the maror, what are we doing with it all? And we're going to smush it together. There's another section on the website for different kinds of Hillel sandwiches that have been in different communities or different ways to do it. You're welcome to check it out. But smush it all together. Matzah, I'd like to do the not open faced. I make a full sandwich, and you take a big bite. And then we have the famous words, service the festival meal, shulchan orech. So you want to pause your video here to eat. Please enjoy. Hopefully someone made you matzo ball soup. If not, call me after. I'm sure I made too much and I will bring you a bowl. Great. Hopefully you've unpaused now. And we are jumping ahead. We're coming back. You got to find the afikomen. There are a million different ways you can do it. One that's not on our website, which I suggest is there. If you Google it, there are a couple of like, where's Waldo afikomen exercises. So you can put them up on your Zoom screen, or even just look at them and try and find the afikomen. Otherwise, you can check the video where I have 3 other games you might play to find the afikomen. Okay, Birkat Hamazon. In my book, it begins on 64. You can do as much out loud or quietly as you want. The Cantor is going to lead his way of doing it right now.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Hazan et haolam kulo betuvo, v'chayna b'chesed u'rachamim. Unoten lachem lechol basar ki le'olam chazov. Uvtuvo hagadol tamid lo chasalanu ve'al yachsalanu mazon le'olam va'ed va'avur shemo hagadol ki hu elzanu paneis lahakol umetim lahakol mechin mahazon lechol b'riyotav asher bahara Baruch atah Adonai Hazan et hakol v'al hakol Adonai Eloheinu אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך יתברך שמך בפי כל חי תמיד לעולם ועד כך כתוב ויחמת ושבעת וברכת את אדוני אלוהיך על הארץ הדבר שנתן לך, ברוך אתה אדוני על הארץ ועל המזון. ובני ירושלים עיר הקודש במהרה בימינו, ברוך אתה אדוני בונה ברחמיו ירושלים אמן. Bahamarom Yelamdu Alehem Yahaleinu Zechut Sheteheli Mishmeret Shalom V'nisaver Achami Et Adonai Utzdakam Elohei Sheheinu V'nimsachen V'seichel Tov V'yenei Elohim B'yadam Yeru et Adonai Kedoshav Ki Yemach Soveh Reyav Kefir Mashu V'Raivu V'Dor She'Adonai Yachseru Kol Tov Hodu l'Adonai Ki Tov Ki Le'olam Chazo Poteach et Yadecha U'mazbihi Alecha Chayratzon Baruch HaGeber Asher Yiftach B'Adonai V'Haya Adonai Miftacho Nahar Hayiti V'gam Zakaneti V'lo Rayiti Tzadik Nezav V'zaro Migvak Shekelachem Adonai Oz Li'ahamo Yitahina Adonai Yivarech Et Amo V'Shalom.
Amen. Hopefully you have poured your third cup of wine. If not, fill it up because the third cup is attached to Birkat Hamazon, the blessing at the end of the meal. Hold it up high for the third blessing for the wine.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen. Now it is time for Eliyahu Hanavi. This is the moment where I like to do Miriam's cup, which is a recent addition. Miriam's cup is another pretty cup on the table filled with water. I think they're a nice parallel, Elijah and Miriam. The song Elijah is about something we don't usually focus on, which is the triumphalism of Judaism, the idea that one day for us, things will be great. And that's what Elijah is about. It's about salvation just for the Jewish people. Miriam, as represented by water and the well, that well was water for all those who needed it. It was a help for everyone. It's a reminder that we also need to take care of everyone who's in need, not just our own. So I think it's a great pairing, Elijah and Miriam. So the Cantor is going to sing Eliyahu Hanavi right now.
Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Agiladi, במהרה וימינו יבוא אלינו עם משיח בן דוד עם משיח בן דוד.
The fourth cup is said over the great Hallel, which is the rest of the Hallel service. We began the beginning of it with B'tzeit Yisrael earlier. The Cantor is going to give us a few highlights now from the great Hallel. In my book, it can be found on 70, 71, and 72.
Adonai Zecharonu Yivarech, Yivarech et Beit Yisrael, Yivarech et Beit Aharon, Yivarech Yirei Adonai, Aktanim im ha'agdolim, Yosef Adonai Alechem, Alechem ve'avnechem, Beruchim atem Adonai, Ose shamayim v'haaretz, Hashamayim, shamayim l'Adonai, V'haaretz natan livnei Adam, Lo hametim yehallelujah, V'lo chol yodei duma, V'anachnu nevarech ya, Me'ata v'yad olam, Me'ata v'yad olam, Hallelujah, Hallelujah, et Adonai, kol goyim shabchu, kol ha'omim, ki gavar aleinu, Hazdovei emet Adonai leolam hallelujah. Hodu l'Adonai ki yitov ki leolam chasto yomana Yisrael ki leolam chaso yomeruna v'taharon ki leolam chaso yomeruna yirei Adonai ki leolam chaso.
All right, thank you, Cantor. Okay, get that fourth cup of wine ready. Pour it out. We're on page 73. Pour it into the cup in the Haggadah I'm using. Here we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Korei peri hagafen.
Okay. Now, for those if you're using this on the second night, here's where you count the Omer. You should follow the directions in your Haggadah for the first night. I often forget by this point, to be perfectly honest, but you can make it up in the morning if you have to. It's also on page 73. Now is the singing part. You can sing whatever songs you want. If you're using this video and you're comfortable, you can check out our YouTube channel. The Cantor has a bunch of songs. Our preschool teachers have a bunch of songs. I have some from Rabbi Sherman, who visited us this past November, that you can sing along with. The Cantor is going to sing Adir Hu, which in my book is on page 75.
Nadir hu yibnei veito veito bekarov. Nadir hu yibnei veito veito bekarov. Bimheira yameinu bekarov. Bimheira yameinu bekarov. El b'nei veitcha bekarov. El b'nei veitcha בקרוב, הדירו, יבנה ביתו, יבנה ביתו, ביתו בקרוב. נדירו, יבנה ביתו, יבנה ביתו, ביתו בקרוב.
Excellent. So hopefully you've been singing a lot. Hopefully you're getting a little silly by that point, because if you had 4 cups of even grape juice, that should be a sugar high enough to get you going. So even if you're alone at home, I hope that you will have more company next year and can be singing to your heart's delight by yourself. Open the windows, bother the neighbors, give it while you got. It's Passover, and we are as free as we can be right now. We're going to end with that special song where we imagine that next year, it seems like a pretty lofty goal for next year in Jerusalem, but we can include in our minds next year at a shared table, at least. So the Shana Haba B'Yerushalayim, for the year to come, may we be in Jerusalem.
Shana Haba B'Yerushalayim, Shana Haba B'Yerushalayim, Shana Haba B'Yerushalayim, Shana Haba Yerushalayim Hallelujah, Shana Haba Yerushalayim, Leshana Haba Yerushalayim, Leshana Haba
If you've been following along, I hope you have had an enjoyable Seder. We've tried to keep it compact so you can pause and add your own things in. Please remember that this is an excellent time for discussion, for conversation. I would even say, as dangerous as this is, you might even talk politics. Just remember that we are all in this together. We are all trapped at the sea, trying to find our way through an impossible endeavor. Remember, the difference between the wise and the wicked is that we saw that we are in this together. That's the difference.
Yasher koach, Rabbi. Yasher koach. Chag Sameach to everyone.
Chag Sameach. Have a great Passover.
Chag Sameach.